I'm Jaden Shimoda. I was born and raised in Lethbridge, a small, windy city in southern Alberta and home to the longest and highest trestle bridge in the world. My dad is a second-generation Japanese Canadian whose parents, my grandparents, experienced the hardships of Japanese internment camps. They were stripped of everything they had and were left with nothing once they were released. They went to work for a farmer just east of Lethbridge and eventually saved enough money to buy 40 acres of land and start their own vegetable farm. My dad grew up on this farm and loved riding horses and working the land. As a kid, I remember watching cowboy shows with my dad and loving every minute of it. I thought, if I could be anything in the world, I would be a cowboy. Today, I still feel that way, so I'm going to find out exactly what it takes to be one. Who knows? There still may be hope for me yet. I'm meeting with the infamous rodeo clown Dennis Halstead. Dennis, first off, I just want to thank you so much for just spending some time with me today and just kind of telling me a little bit about your craft. I just appreciate it.
Oh, thanks,
so
buddy. I'm glad you came by, and
yeah,
hopefully we can teach you a little bit about what I do.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to be here in your cool barn, it's just it's a really cool experience so far, Dennis. So thank you.
Oh, thanks for coming.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about what you do, Dennis.
You know what? It's kind of, people are a little naive to the rodeo clown.
100%.
I got two jobs at a rodeo. I have a very fun job, and then of course I have a very serious job.
Right.
Fun job is I do all the entertainment, the comedy. I do different acts. I have a dragster bathtub that does about 50 miles an hour. I jump off a ramp through a wall of fire. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Motorbike act, lots of comedy, walk and talk.
Yeah.
And then of course the serious end is the bull riding, and that's where I work a barrel.
Right.
And even though it's made like it's fun out there, it's actually an island of safety, and when cowboys get in trouble, they can come to the barrel and I take the hits. So, yeah, so I have the best of both worlds. I have a fun job and a very serious. I'm an adrenaline junkie.
Rodeo clowns date back to the 1900s when competitive rodeos were being introduced. Cowboys were hired to do the combined job of being comic relief for the spectators as well as to protect the bull riders from the bulls.
Tell me a little bit about that, Dennis, and how you managed to get into the whole rodeo scene and just the rodeo clown.
I was very lucky. I was a 30-year Calgary firefighter, actually.
Oh, wow, okay.
And when I got on the Calgary Fire Department, I was rodeoing a bit with my buddies and stuff, and they had a big charity rodeo with the Calgary Police every year. And one year they had a big name scheduled to come, and he was going to clown and fight bulls at it. And a week before he backed out, so I just happened to be at the meeting, and I said, heck, I'll do it. And they said, really? I said, yeah. So I went and did it. The guy come up to hire me, and after that rodeo, a guy hired me for another one, and I did a couple, and I fooled around for about 5 or 6 years, and everybody kept trying to hire me, so I decided I'd put an advertisement in.
Really?
And now it's 25 years later, and I basically sat in the top 5 in the world here for the last 7 years, and been to the NFR now twice as the Ultimate Barrel Man. And yeah, so
that
it's
is
just
unbelievable.
It's been a dream come true. I never in a million years thought I'd do this for a living, but I definitely live a dream.
So tell me a little bit about the dangers that are involved in it.
I mean, I've been hurting my axolotls. I've crashed my motorbike. I've crashed the bathtub.
So not even the bulls.
No, not even the bulls.
Just
but more in the barrel, I've had some pretty serious stuff. I've been I've been knocked out I don't know how many times. I've broken ribs. I've had horns come in. I've had a leg stuck in my barrel. I've actually had a head stuck in my barrel.
Wow.
And so it comes with its own factors.
No kidding.
But like I said, you know, to be in the line of work we are, you're kind of an adrenaline junkie anyways. And
yeah, absolutely. So you guys, as the rodeo clowns and getting in the barrel, you're kind of a bull rider's first line of defense against the bull as soon as he gets bucked off or he jumps off. Is that right?
Yeah. So what happens most times is it's my job to make sure that barrel's in a position that if a bull rider gets bucked off, of course the bullfighters are going to go and try to pull that bull off him.
Right.
But you can't outrun a bull in an arena. I mean, these bulls are fast, and some of these arenas are pretty big, right? So he has that ability. If I'm in that right spot, he can come to the barrel. Bullfighters will take that bull, and then he goes to safety. Or the other thing is, if there's a wreck, there's lots of times where I can walk that barrel, and that bull will come to us.
Right.
You throw a hat in, whatever, bull comes, takes us out, and allows them bullfighters a chance to get that bull rider out of there.
So when you're in that barrel, Dennis, and you know that bull's coming for you at this point. Like what's that like? What's that feeling like? And then kind of what are the actions that you take inside the barrel?
I tell people the easiest way to explain riding in a barrel is like being thrown in a dryer, turn the dryer on, and then throw it down a flight of stairs.
Wow,
100%. That's exactly what it's like. I mean, it's adrenaline. You know you're going to get hit. It's just a matter of how hard and how far he's going to take you.
Right.
But I rely on my bullfighters too. if a bull's coming and he's going to camp, because I mean, you do take quite a hit. They estimate it's like being hit by a small truck doing anywhere from 30 to 40 kilometers an hour, right?
Wow.
So the G-force is pretty good. So you rely on them bullfighters if I'm getting worked over pretty good in that barrel for them to come in and take that bull away from me.
Right.
Right. So again, it's all teamwork.
Yeah, that's very cool.
You know what? I think we should get you in a barrel.
Right now.
Is there a better time than right
There's
now?
not a better time. I say let's do it, Dennis.
All right.
Let's do it.
Are you nervous?
Nah.
Okay, there's a bit of an act to it. As you can see inside, you see the red handles down below?
Yeah.
What you do is those are what you can carry. Those stick straight up, so that's how you can pick the barrel up. You can see the hole in the bottom?
Yeah.
That's how you can walk the barrel.
Okay.
The secret in a barrel is to stay tight. So once you drop down, the idea is to push with your arms, sit as low as you can because you don't want a horn coming inside, right, and get you in the head. So you want to stay low enough. Push with your arms hard enough, and that's the secret. And I'll be 100% honest. A lot of people don't realize this. Most times when I get knocked out in here, it's my head hitting my knee.
Wow.
So yeah, just the way you sit.
It's not the bull. It's not. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. So there's a bit of an art to it as far as how you sit in it, because the secret is staying tight.
Yep. Staying tight.
The only thing you're lucky today is there isn't a bull. The only thing we got is a lawn chair. Now, I don't bring a lawn chair out every time, so this is unique for you.
So you don't stand in the lawn chair in the...
no, I don't say, hey, time out, give me the lawn chair, but because this is your first time.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, I'll be honest, if there was a 2,000-pound animal trying to stick a horn in your butt right now, you'd get it just as fast as I do. I'll guarantee you that.
You find a way in the barrel.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, so all you got to do is jump up there and...
Okay, should I take off the old hat here? I'm not going to stick in there.
Well, whatever you want to do, buddy. We'll soon find out.
And then find out.
Okay. Okay.
Look at this.
Oh, look at you.
Sorry.
Oh, how you got her mastered. Okay, now drop down. Okay, now see how you're sitting in there? See how you sit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now what you want to do is try to put both feet, like I was telling you, on that far plate.
Yeah.
Standing up. And then drop right to, now drop right on your butt, as far as you can.
Gosh.
All the way down. Keep going. Okay.
Just fits my shoulders even.
Well, that's just, see, that's like I said. So now if you got knocked out in there, you're not going to come out because your shoulders will meet that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's step one. How'd it go so far? Huh?
All right, that's all right. I'm ready for a roll.
You ready for the big one?
Let's do it.
Okay, well here you go. Round one. Well, what do you think, buddy?
Not bad.
Hey, are you hired?
Yeah, I'm in.
You ready for your first paycheck? Hey?
I'll send you my address so you can mail it to me.
You're in, buddy. I need a driver. Good job, pal.
Paycheck's on the way, right?
Thanks for coming out. It's been a blast. Good day. Fun day.
Yeah, thank you. Brett Monnier has invited me to his indoor arena to show me the basics of what it takes to be a professional bullfighter. Tell me a little about actually what is entailed in bullfighting. I mean, most people think it's like you're getting in a pen, maybe fighting, wrestling a bull, right? But that's not really what it is.
I like to use a term like manipulate chaos, right? Our job is to just react to the situation at hand.
Right.
So, like say, by our training, like say I've been doing this 20 years, so 20 years of training definitely helps me.
Okay.
And yeah, just reacting to the situation that's present for you, and yeah, just try our best to keep that bull rider safe every time. Us as a team, bullfighters work together, but you also have the rodeo clown entertainer who usually has a barrel as an island of safety in the arena as well. So he does help us during the bull riding if we need it. Yep.
So communication is probably key for you guys and the other bullfighter and the clown or whoever it may be in the ring with you. Is that right? Or do you kind of just read off each other's cues more than anything?
So if I see a situation where I need to roll to the middle of the arena, that other bullfighter is probably going to roll towards the chute. So you're always opposite. Anywhere you go, you should be always away or apart from each other.
Right. So tell me a little about some of the injuries that you've received here, Brett.
You know, 3 knee surgeries on the left knee.
Wow.
broken ankle on the right,
Yeah.
you know, the bumps and bruises along the way,
Yeah.
but in the end, it's been worth it so far.
You've been
so.
tossed a few times, I take it as well.
Tossed in the air. Lately, I don't land on my feet, it's the back of my head. Now I got some neck issues, but
Yeah.
that's just the way it rolls. And just like race car driving, right? Robbins racing, same as bullfighting kind of thing.
And you mentioned too at your, you know, learning how to properly move and everything like that at your school, right? That's
Yeah.
kind of what you like to do. So hopefully you're going to show me a little bit about what we're doing here today. Is that right?
Yeah, we're going to teach you, or I'm going to teach you the basic fundamentals
Yep.
of, you know, to protect yourself, because
Yeah.
when I save that cowboy, I got to be able to save myself.
Right, of course.
You're not going to last 20 years
Absolutely.
if you can't save
Yep.
yourself.
Yeah, that's very cool. I'm excited to learn.
Yeah, I'm excited to teach you.
Right.
Or show you the best I can anyway.
Look like you got some experience driving that thing around.
Oh yeah, a few hours on this thing. You know, 4 legs beat 2 every time. I mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
The only way to get around an animal that we're going to see, or a bovine animal, is to outmaneuver them. So we're going to go into some basic fundamental training.
Okay.
So the first move I'm going to show you is just basically running around the animal's head.
Okay.
So in this animal, I'll actually get you to push it for me, please. So I'm going to be standing in front. So you start trying to catch me, and all I'm going to do is run around the head, just like that.
Do I follow?
Yep, I will do it again.
I'm assuming the
They'll
bull,
follow.
they're not 90-degree turns, but they do follow, right?
Yep, so just like playing tag, you try to catch me with one of those horns, okay?
All right.
So here, yep, go. That's, stop. That's the very first move you'll learn. I'm going to teach you.
Yep.
Is just stepping around to get into the pocket, they call. When you get into
Oh,
a
yeah.
point where,
Yep.
you know, this is animal's head,
Right.
shoulder. When I'm by that shoulder, looking at their flank strap, or their flank, the back
Yep.
legs will be here. I want to be looking here and stepping here. And when you make circles with me, try to get me.
You're stuck right in the pocket.
Right in the pocket, the safe zone
Right.
is where we're trying to get. All right, so you're ready to try?
Let's do it, you bet.
Yes, and step in. Yes! Woo!
All right.
That's it.
That's easy.
So, once you get around that animal's head, I want you looking at his flank,
Okay.
which is just in front of his back feet. So you're looking at his hand.
Yep.
Because where you look is where you land up. You want to get into that pocket.
Yeah.
So you start looking there. Then I want to try to get you. Right?
For
There
sure.
you go. My last thing I'll kind of teach you is when I'm in this pocket, right? You're coming at me. So this animal is going to start getting smart,
Right.
right? They're going to be trying to cut me off. Because here I'm good. I'll start diving in on me a bit. That's when I cut back and go the other
So
way.
you'll notice their head will dip even lower.
Yes.
And that's when they're going to try to.
Their head, or if I see both horns on this side,
Yeah.
as soon as both horns come, you can either, that's called the front reverse,
Right.
when I belly up, or if you're coming at me, and boom, backward.
And they're fully almost committed at this point because how low they are.
They're trying to cut you off. They're watching your movement, and they're trying to, how can I cut that guy off so
Right.
I can get him? We'll practice that a couple times.
Okay.
And I'll talk to you the whole time. You'll be in the pocket, then I'm going to say I'm going to cut you off. You're going to see me actually dive in.
Okay.
So why don't you can throw a fake or just run around, whatever you want to do now.
Okay.
So you're in the pocket, look towards my hip. Okay, I'm going to cut you off. And you're out.
Wrong way.
No, that's kind of a
That's the
back
right
reverse,
spin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then it becomes your partner is going to be on this side. You
Right.
Pick them up off of you.
Right.
And you work together as a
And
team.
so I can get to the fence versus whoever is being chased at the time. And so you're working together to get the bull away and give yourself the safety.
Or both of you just stay in the fight until that bull
Done.
leaves you.
Right.
Then you can slowly get back into it.
Oh, very cool.
But I wouldn't be like, you know, you see this in a lot of young kids starting. I'll see it next weekend at school.
Yeah.
They'll do this move, and they're running to the fence to get out.
Right.
Where-
And they're not looking after their buddy, their partner.
You know, your buddy should be helping you.
Yeah.
And you should be helping your buddy until everybody walks away safely.
Yeah.
Usually that bull will just meander off.
Right. Right.
Then you guys are done. Then you just go pick up the bull rope, get it back to the bull rider,
On to the next.
on to the next one.
Safely.
Good job.
Thank you, sir.
It's definitely a hard way to make a living. It's definitely challenging with kids and everything we got going on, but I wouldn't trade this 20 years for nothing.
Dave Paulson. He's been a rodeo announcer for as long as I can remember. Ever since I was a steer rider, Dave was a staple in rodeo. You know, he's one of those announcers over the years that I truthfully can say this without a doubt in my mind. He's the most informed rodeo announcer, puts more effort into it than anybody to have his facts and everything correct. He takes the time and gets the opportunity to know everybody, find out what's going on, not only just in the arena. He takes the time to really get to know a person personally. The last few years that I rode, he spoke way more at the rodeos about my family and my kids than my accomplishments, which I loved. You know, that was something great, and I think the fans enjoy that. Gets a personal note. So Dave's been around for a long time. I'm not saying he's old, but he is. But he's great, and he's second to none.
David, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you just got involved in the whole rodeo side of things.
Well, it's kind of a strange journey for me because I actually am an inner city kid. I was raised in kind of downtown Calgary, and but I went to rodeos as a kid. My parents took me, and I remember going to rodeos with my buddies as a teenager and saying, "I need to do that. I really like that." Right. And they were all saying, "Yeah, no, you don't want to do that. You're going to get hurt. You're no good at it. You know, you're not raised on a ranch or a farm." But you know, it was one of those things when I was a kid. I can remember our family farm was out in Swift Current, just outside of Swift Current, and I couldn't wait for the summertime.
Right.
Like 4 hours after school was out, I was heading for Saskatchewan to be at the farm. So that the inside of me was the farm kid, country kid, but I was raised in the city. But I did decide, you know, I want to try this rodeo thing. So I went to a rodeo school, and I was terribly inept as a bareback rider. That was my event. And I was just an accident looking for a place to happen, and it happened fairly regularly. You know, rodeo kids start when they're really, really young. That wasn't me. I started a little too late, and as a result, I wasn't as good at the things that I wanted to be good at in rodeo, like competing and even as a rodeo clown / bullfighter. So I was phoning in results of our little rodeo out in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, phoning the media, and giving them the results of the rodeo performances. And a man named Reg Kessler, who was the stock contractor there, the guy who brings the stock to the rodeo, heard me, and he said, "You're not too bad at that."
That's a great voice.
Which is great praise from that man. You're not too bad at that is like anybody else saying you're amazing. And he said, you know, maybe I could have you come out to a rodeo sometime and announce it. Lo and behold, 3 days before the Medicine Hat Stampede that summer, which is a pretty major rodeo stop in Canada, he phoned and he said, "I need you in Medicine Hat." And the good thing about that was I didn't even have time to get scared. So I showed up in Medicine Hat. I was working with a man named Warren Cooper, who is a Hall of Fame announcer. He was 80 years old at the time, was just winding down his career, but was a hero of mine.
So Warren was the initial announcer
he was the
at
guy.
the radio.
Yeah, that's right. I was kind of his helper.
Right.
And it was just amazing to work with him. He had one of the most amazing voices and was loved by absolutely everybody and knew everything about everybody and really mentored me really well.
Amazing, yeah.
And so I got that opportunity. And to be honest with you, Jaden, when I went to Medicine Hat, I thought, you know, this is something I could try. Do this 2 or 3 times. Kind of fun. 40 years later, we're still hanging around, you know. So it didn't quite turn out quite the way but you know, I fell in love with it. I loved announcing. But I guess most of all, I loved what I was announcing. What's going on in that arena? I get to talk about that. And that was the thing, and I've done it ever since.
Tell me a little bit, David, about the relationship that the announcer has with the bullfighters, the clowns, and also the cowboys that are doing the rodeo. I mean, if I understand correctly, you kind of help communicate. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly it. And you know, one of the things that people don't think about maybe as much as, and I only kind of came to this realization fairly lately, is that the rodeo announcer is the one individual who is in contact with the audience right from start to finish. Everybody else, they're here and then they're there and then they're not.
Yep.
But the announcer's in contact with that audience the whole time. So I kind of look at my job as I like to inform. So what's going on? Lots of people out there know as much as I do, but I'm kind of trying to tell them who the next guy is, what the next horse is, something about that guy, something about that horse. Maybe educate a little bit for those people who don't know rodeo that well. And entertain as well. Now the entertainment side, I feel is my least important role. Because to me, the entertainment is what's going on in the arena. There are announcers who feel they are the entertainment. That's not me. I just love to talk about what's going on and maybe compliment what's going on in the arena. And so whether it's a great bronc ride or it's a great bulldog and run, or it's the rodeo clown having some fun, all of those things, that's what I try to convey to the audience in a way that's kind of sharing and maybe building on the excitement and the fun that's going on out there already, without the focus really being on me.
For sure. David, thank you again just for spending some time with me and explaining to you about your craft. I really appreciate it here.
Hey, it was my pleasure and a lot of fun. Thanks.
Good. Excellent. I have a whole new respect for rodeo clowns and bullfighters. I knew their jobs were important, but I did not know how much practice and skill is involved to protect fallen cowboys from being trampled and bulldozed. I didn't realize or even think about the extent of commitment they have to train and travel to get to rodeos all over North America. They are true athletes and are an invaluable part of every rodeo. I admire their endurance and sense of duty to protect their fellow cowboys. Do I have what it takes to be one of these guys? Probably not. But hey, I'm just being honest.